Growing up, we came from a humble background. So on my first and second year, I didn't do much campus. This is where I learned how to play instrument. I will always show up for cuts. So I had girlfriends who would call me and tell me, examine a coming. So that's what I ended up doing. So that's how I ended up doing it. I can be honest, I never saw AI becoming what it has become right now.
Hi everyone, welcome to the second episode of the Solver Stack podcast. With me today is our CEO.
Our CEO nani Nya
Mwenyewe. We're happy to have you. Karibu sana Nya.
Mnyonge afungue.
All right. So before nifungue, tell me a bit about your background, your childhood.
What do you want to know?
Where you were born, how you were raised.
Fungua kwanza basi nione kama wewe nakula pesa. Hapa mniletea mrahisi. I will still play like that, no problem. I was born in Kiambu, Nazareth Hospital. Alafu stayed a few years in Nairobi and then moved to Kisii for most of my childhood life until 2000. I was in a school called Goodka. And funny enough, hapo ndo nilijuana na Evans. Evans was my classmate. My last fight actually was in class 5. Class 4. And the last person I fought with was Evans.
The first and
back then tulikuwa tunatoshana man. And then he beat me really. Alinigonga kabisa. And then that became the last time I had a fight.
The first and the last?
No, that was the last. First was nilikuwa nimemtengeza kidogo kwanza in the earlier years. And then my mom and dad separated and we moved to Mombasa. And stayed in Mombasa class 5. And then class 6, Maria akatuship back kwa mzae.
Wow.
Tukakaa na mzae for a couple of days. My performance went down. My mom came back for me. Nikasoma Mombasa primary. High school I chose Starehe na shule nyingine inaitwa Aldina Visram. Wewe nitakula tu pesa yako.
Naona tu kinyorosha.
Nitakula tu pesa yako. And then niongee wapi nishinde kuweka ibol. Went in Mombasa, did my primary and high school. I didn't manage to get to Starehe. Siati niliperform vibaya, but I just singeweza kufika max. And then I did my Form 1 to Form 4, from 04 to 07. Graduated in Aldina. The reason I went to Aldina ni ile shule ulikuwa unajua, ukienda, so long as you're among the top students, you will perform really well in the region. Back then was provinces before counties and everything.
The new government.
So I did that, did really well on my KCSE. But prior to that, I joined kuna shule ilikuja, Aga Khan Academy.
Oh yeah.
They came to interview us in Mombasa, yes, and gave me an opportunity to do International Baccalaureate, IB. So I finished my exams on a Friday. On a Monday, I joined, what's it called? The school 2 months late, because it was an international system, it starts in September.
Wow. So I joined 2 months late,
sat the exam in December. That was a condition. Got a scholarship, because growing up, we came from a humble background.
Like everybody.
And then that was my first big shift, because immediately after that, in March, which is when our results used to come through, I was a top boy in the province, so I then got called to Equity Wings to Fly. But mimi nilikuwa nishaamua I am doing my Form 5 and 6. Why? Because I wanted to go to Harvard.
Wow.
And then did that. Got rejections from 7 Ivy League schools. Cornell University accepted me. But then now became a problem. That was in 2009. It was a financial crisis. So I got a 50% scholarship, which required me to pay, I think, around 2.6 million from my own cash. I had been called in UN, because remember I graduated in 07, did IB 08 or 09. My mama akaniambia kuna wengine watatu wako chini yako, hata wakikupatia 99% scholarship, I cannot pay. And because of the financial crisis, I wasn't able to go there. And I went to campus disappointed.
Oh.
So when I went to uni...
In Harvard, because you had a...
Harvard, UN there. Because UN was 26,000.
School fees.
School fees per year. HELB gives you 50,000.
All right.
So the 26,000 you unalipa HELB. The remaining balance you survive now, Nairobi.
In between.
So that's what I did. But I went home. I went to school very disappointed because it felt like I'd put in a lot of effort and then I didn't get my goals. And majority of the people who I back then felt I did much better than. I felt the system told me, you go through this process and you get through. I managed to get at least one school, but I didn't go through on that. So on my first and second year, I didn't do much campus. This is where I learned how to play.
In campus.
Umecheza kwanza by the way?
Yeah, I know it's me, I think.
It's you. Yeah.
It should be me. Yeah.
It should be you. This is where I learned to play pool and enjoyed a bit of life. And then on my third year, I think, on my third year is when I decided to get serious with actuarial. I went to do actuarial in my university.
All right.
And then did that. Third and fourth year, sat 6 actuarial exams. No, sat 8, passed 6 in third year and fourth year. And then got a chance to... I never used to go to class, let me just be honest with you. I will only show up for cuts. So I had girlfriends who will call me and tell me, examiner coming. And so that's what I ended up doing. And then, what happened after that, man?
After girlfriends, they confused you?
No. I did really well on that.
Yeah.
But that's when I got my first job. I had gone to sit a cut. And then I finished and guys were complaining that there's a company that had come and was doing interviews that were very weird. Calculations, addition, subtractions.
And people are failing.
But it was 30 questions, do it in 5 minutes. I went, I didn't think it was hard. The next day they called us for an interview. Had one of the most weird interviews. How many Chinese people are in Kenya? How many windows are in Kenya? Very, very interesting questions.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, I got the opportunity.
Yes.
You watu wananichanganya mimi nitakushinda bado.
No worries. No worries. Go for it. Thank you.
Suffice to say, that's how I started my journey. I had kama kila mtu campus back then. Everyone was applying to PwC, KPMG, and the likes.
But
when I got that job, I decided to pursue it because it was a trading job, a C4X. And I did that for 3 years. And then I realized, me employee. Sijui kuchukua instructions.
You cannot be told.
I like doing my own things. So I got the bright idea that I can start my own business. And then that's when I went to kushinda anyway.
No worries. No worries. I'm giving you a chance to...
That's when I realized I can start my own business. Then I talked to a couple of my friends.
Yes.
Gave me capital. One of the friends is one of my current business partners, Evans.
Oh, yeah.
I burned through their money in like under 3 months. And yet that again was a very instrumental place for me.
You learned something.
I learned something. I learned how to handle failure. I didn't handle it gracefully, but I did nonetheless learn how to handle failure. After hapo, sijui sasa wewe uniambie. Unaweza tell me about your childhood. Nishakufikisha kwa campus.
That's quite a lot, huh? But I'm interested to know basically. There's always a story about you said there were 3 other siblings.
Yes.
Behind you. So what was your number position in terms of the family?
I was the first one.
Firstborn.
I was the first one.
And do you think like there's always a relationship between being a firstborn and the decision you have made all through your life?
Yeah, I was the first one and I'm the only boy. So with that comes with a sense of responsibility. And growing up without a father in the household, you almost take the natural conclusion to be...
You're the father of the house.
The father of the house. So that came with a lot of responsibility. I think my firstbornness, I still carry it.
Yes.
I usually have a sense of responsibility to support a lot more people. I don't know how to ask for help. I think I can do every single thing. So maybe those are some of the characteristics from being a firstborn.
Very interesting. Yeah. But I'm also very surprised you say when you used to perform well, you're with your mother. When you performance drop, you're with your father. Why so?
Mzee alikuwa anaacha nicheze PS maze. My dad would wake up in the morning and disappear. Go to work. I was staying with my stepmom. She was also working, so I could easily run away from school without anyone knowing. And anytime she would tell my father, I will convince my father that ananionea. Heshima iko na shida hii.
Even these ones.
Unacheka. Ni makosa ndogo yaliyofanyika hapo. Yes. So that was the challenge. My dad was not a very strict parent. My mom is a very strict parent. So my performance went down because
of your dad.
Not because of my, because as a young person I got with the wrong crowd and no one was there to guide me, and I almost quite disappeared around that. So that was one of the things that I struggled with around that time. And madai alipopigiwa simu akaambiwa kijana wako ametoka from number 1 amekuwa second last. Anambia akiendelea, even remember my sister had been taken before. My sister couldn't, she went back to Mombasa. So then my mama akanikujia. Nikabebwa by force. I remember calling my dad nikimwambia mama ananiiba. Because I knew after the other issue was it's not like we were well off with my mom's side. You know, so I didn't want to go back to poverty. Kuamka, kubeba maji kutoka kwa mto, vitu kama hizo yani sikuwa nataka. So for me that was part of the reason why I enjoyed staying at my dad's. Because it was a lot of freedom for me.
Yeah, yes. And as a man. Right. So definitely you were bright. You had a lot of things which has influenced your life. But then, what is that one main thing you'd say was key influencing your past? If you were to point to one thing, which would be like this 100%, because of this, I'm who I am today.
My mom? Back then, nilikuwa naogopa. I would say my mom was really significant for us because she's the one who pushed us. Na remember akituambia, I can do my best to give you an education. Mimi kwa maisha yangu, this is as far as I can get you. I can get you an education. For you to live away from this life you're running away from, ni masomo. If you do well in school, that's your ticket out of this life that you don't like. Because I'll tell you a very funny story. Nilikuwa nashukanga stage.
This is where now?
When I was staying with my mom in Mombasa, like even in high school, because I was in a day school, at a primary, but I didn't want people to know where I was living. Because we were living like in a slum equivalent. So I don't alight at my stage.
You move ahead.
I go to the next stage and nirudi nikitembea. So I remember one day in primary, like I think class 8, my mama akatungoja kwa barabara.
A stage.
So my friend alighted. My friend was very comfortable with this situation. Me, I was not.
So
I came back, nikirudi hivi, nakutana na madhe amesimama hapo na fimbo man. Unaenda wapi? Si ni maisha yako. Why are you refusing to accept your reality? So one of those things
it's my shot. It's your
shot. Okay. Yeah, one of those things that I really wanted to run away from was just have a comfortable life. And that was the biggest motivation. And because nilikuwa nimeambiwa the only ticket out of this. Interesting.
Good.
Hi.
That is luck.
That
is luck, but it's also important in life.
Yes, it is. True. So yes, it was just to get a comfortable life. I was tired of always borrowing, being the people that kila mtu angesaidia. So early on, that was a bigger motivation. Later on in life, it was a concept of if you're given the same opportunities as everyone else, what should stop you from being your best? So it was always pushing myself to.
Again, another luck which we need in life.
So, yes, sir.
Yeah.
It was mostly that. Pushing myself later on in the years. In my earlier years, it was to run away from poverty, to be honest.
Good. Someone told me like there are some characters you acquire in life when you're young, and it never changes. Are there things you used to do? Are there your young self in you now? Are there things you feel like this was because it is what it was when you were young?
Stubbornness. I have a lot of stubbornness. And I picked it up because for me, I felt school was very rigid. Kuambiwa wake up at 6, mfanye hivi, or study. I never like doing things vile naambiwa. Sijagusa kitu.
Okay.
Nimegusa lakini umenisamee.
Yeah, no worries. One can go. Give you a chance to recover.
Hey, hii ni kuongea. I am not this bad at all.
There's just an excuse.
I'd forgotten your question.
No, you said stubbornness was
one of my things, and I think I've carried on till now. Independence, being a firstborn, growing up like that, having to push things for yourself. I've established a lot of that. And then niko na firstborn nyingi sana yani. Wanting to take care of other people, feeling like it's my responsibility, not asking for help. And then wanting not to be in the limelight.
Not to be?
Wanting not to be in the limelight.
Oh yeah.
Because when you grow up, you're very different from other people. You try hide yourself. So I think I picked, like I think I was even saying, this concept of putting myself out there, sipendi.
Yeah, it's not easy.
Yes, it's just not me.
Not easy for everyone.
It's not easy for me. I just like being someone in the background, etc. And I think I carried a lot of that from my childhood. Nivo.
Yeah.
Kasi focus.
No worries.
Yeah.
It's
Nitakushinda bado.
The person you're playing with, strategic. Yeah, it's good.
Cheza shot yako kwanza usije ukasema pia mimi nimekaribia.
No. Good. There's always a story that it's never straightforward, and in life there's that point we always feel like I'm giving up, and it's not working. Have you ever been in that situation?
Yes, many times, but I've over time learned to deal with that. First one I would remember the experience I told you about uni.
Thank you. That's how we do it.
The experience I had in uni made me feel like hii system tulidanganywa yani. I think I did every single thing right and then not getting something, and I think it's even influenced my decisions till now. When I failed in my first business, I took 1.5 years to recover. So imagine nimetoka Presca Paki na kaa 3 bedroom, maisha nimezoea vizuri. You can't hold the way till Roysambu. Kaa 1 bedroom sitting room haina taa. Acceptance. So and it took me a very long time to do that. But around that time I remember wondering, the experience I have gotten was in trading. Trading was not very well executed here in Kenya. And then the subsequent thing after that was I didn't know what I wanted to do. After you fail, sometimes you kujihurumia. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I went back to school in Strathmore. I remember I was unable to pay my rent in Nairobi.
Yeah.
And then I had to call my mom and mwambia mazee maisha Nairobi imekuwa ngumu. That's after my sister has supported me for a very long time.
Back to the sender.
Anaambia sasa hata mimi nimekusaidia kutosha kama maisha imekuwa ngumu. So my mom gave me one condition.
Yeah.
Rudi shule. Kama unataka ukae Nairobi. And me I can pay for your school.
Yeah, okay.
How you get to school is your problem. I was like, okay.
That's
so I went and did my master's in mathematical finance in Strathmore. And the idea around it is because I tried taking up trading job and I did not do well, and trading back then was being automated. So my idea was to go back to university, read a lot about technology, so that when I start my business again, I can have tech
in there
background and I can do something called HFT, high frequency trading. So automating trades through computers and algorithms, because that's what the market was doing back then. So I went to Strathmore, did my master's, and because I had done actually your papers, you know, I told you.
Yeah.
I decided let me go be a teaching fellow. In Strathmore. And I have this gentleman, Rafael Karanja. Mungu amshukuru man. I will show up every day in his office telling him, man, hakuna job, I can do this. And he just told me, when an opportunity comes through, you'll be the first to let you know. And true to his word, the opportunity came through. I interviewed, and I was given what we were calling back then a graduate assistant as I'm doing my master's. So then that started my quote comeback journey. Did that. I graduated. I got accepted now as what they call a teaching fellow. And that was around 2009 June, 2019 June. Around that time, August is when I was expecting my twin girls. So ni kama walikuja na sahani yao. They came with that, and then in 2020 when COVID hit, we took salary cuts. I had diapers to buy. Mama yao alikuwa atoi maziwa, so I had to buy none.
Yeah. Very expensive.
Maisha ilikuwa ngumu. Academic writing ilinisaidia. Pia mimi nilikuwa kwa hiyo ecosystem. Academic writing ilinisaidia sana. So I did a lot of academic writing.
Yeah.
But around that time is when I went back to find Evans. So remember when I failed in my business, I disappeared for a while. So hiyo time ndo nikatafuta Evans nikisema, now I'm ready to start another. I'm ready to take it up again, and I need to do it with someone who's done business.
Yeah.
So when I found him, kapata pia maisha imemgonga vizuri kabisa.
Two equal partners.
So we're two equal partners. And he had an interest in doing data science.
Yeah.
Because around that time, that's what he was doing for academic writing.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's also from actuarial, the math came easy.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks.
So instead of doing academic writing for people to kamua, this knowledge ambayo tunafanya, let's use it to start a business. That's how we conceptualized Base Consulting, yes. And the idea around it was to be a data analytics company to do machine learning applications for business, to get business intelligence. And around that time is when I had started coming back to blockchain. Because remember, I used to be a trader.
Yeah, I have 2 shots. Excuse me.
I'm sorry, my brother. I'm very sorry. I'm very sorry.
All right, continue.
Around that time is when
it's a waste of shots.
It's
a waste of shots, but it's okay. Give you a chance to recover. Good.
So nishasahau, nimecheza shot nikasahau.
No, I think
nitakushinda hii game wallahi, ngoja uone.
It's okay. Black ball can always have its own way.
1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Okay. What was the question?
So yeah, the question was, I know I can frame another one. No worries about that one. But I got the idea what you were asking, what you're saying. But the thing is, you went to Strath, you started doing tech for your masters.
Yes.
And of course, now being like we're in this AI era. That was 2019, 2009.
2017 is when I joined my masters, but I took the coding very seriously around end of 2018, beginning of 2019. Because now to be a teaching fellow, my work was to teach anything to do with application of tech in actuarial, mostly it was financial engineering actually, any data related things. So coding things like Black-Scholes, how do you do the model around it? How do you simulate it? A random walk, all those kind of things. So how do you teach players to do that? And then I was teaching computer and Excel in first and second year for students. Thank you.
I give you one to give you. It's nice to have the CEO at least, not to shame you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Nakosa mshahara by the way.
Yeah. You can't be helped.
Nimejaribu kuwa kinyozi.
Yeah. It's nice. So now AI is a big thing, and I'm sure I'm not sure, like when you were starting your masters in tech, you had seen that opportunity, or it was just by luck, like let me just get myself into IT tech stuff then?
To be specific, I had seen, so unajua kama machine learning is a subset of AI more broadly, and AI back then, ukiangalia majority of the research, it was not very heavily developed. So it was, you have 2 shots. So I did a lot of models around that. So it was just how to do, thank you.
Yeah.
Ngoja kidogo, nicheze game chafu.
You can concentrate, no worries.
Game chafu. Nikunyime white.
No, I see you. I
had looked even at GPT around 2013, 2022 or 2021. I'm not sure around it, but it wasn't as good as has been suggested. Yeah. You had 2 shots, eh? Acha ni sitakubali.
No worries. Don't worry.
It wasn't as good as it was done, but for me it was more of ML application because I liked math a lot and I wanted to be able to make applications of math into finance and the different areas. So when I was looking at AI back then,
you see here? Yeah.
Utaweka na white unaniambia
that's the sport. That's the sport I am to finish. Continue.
So even when I was doing my PhD, it was to look at reinforcement learning. And if you're aware, reinforcement learning is part of the reason how AI models have been fine-tuned.
Yeah.
Through human supervision. Sema kumeumana.
You have all your shots?
Yeah.
As the CEO, what strategy
can you use? Uko na shot moja. Acha nikuoneshe vile nafanya. Unajua mimi ni mtu wa chafu. Akisingia. Toa yeye hapo.
Thank you.
Feature yeye white hapo. Uko na 1 shot, doesn't matter.
So it's okay.
So that's how I ended up doing it. I can be honest, I never saw AI becoming what it has become right now. White iende huko. Hapo sawa kabisa. Kuna shot unaweka. Yes, but I had an interest in that. So me transitioning into AI has not been very difficult because of my background. Because I did a lot of machine learning. I did another master's in financial engineering, which was a lot of reading about the math that has made AI possible. And so when we started our first business, majority of our work was mostly on that. ML and then AI applications, transitioned to energy, climate, and then now I'm finding it full circle back again on AI.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. Given the time it was, but you've done a lot with Evans, your partner, and it seems. How do you describe you as a whole since the fight when you were young, the business?
Patel. Anita Patel.
Being because it's businessman. What is Patel?
Nakuanga mkali sana. I follow my things. I'm very frugal with my money.
You don't give it out easily.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you also say I'm a curious. I think he would say I'm a curious mind. But one of these days you should have him on and ask him that same question. Ningetaka kusikia angesikiaje, but if you to ask me, I would say
you're
the things that he would say. I'm a Patel and I'm a curious mind. I like going down rabbit holes.
Yeah. Interesting. I've been told like in the office it's well known like you're almost the best pool player.
Sasa kwa vile unaenda kushinda, unajua hujashinda game. Eka hii ball tuone.
This notwithstanding.
Yes, I am. I am a very good pool player. Ndio hivi naongea nikicheza.
So I see possibly you're number 2, but
siwekele pesa.
Apart from pool and maybe going to, because I know you as well, going to nature activities and stuff. What are the things you basically enjoy doing when you're not at work, not thinking about work?
Thinking about work.
Yeah, the things you enjoy not thinking about work. So work is not part of it.
What? Is reading...
Yeah, reading can be part of it, but not about work. Okay. Reading abstract stuff. Not...
Reading and watching... hapa lazima ni focus. Reading and watching podcasts. Playing FIFA. I'm a very...
From campus.
I am as good at FIFA as I am at this pool. It should not be indication.
Then it seems a lot.
I'm from campus. Like I remember even the time I was living in Doisambo, I used to feed myself was playing pool and FIFA. So I'm very good at that. I like taking nature and like nature. That's that. And then now I am developing an interest in spending time with my daughters as well. Something I've not done, but to be honest, the last 5 years for me had been mostly work. That's why you can be, what do you do when you're not working? I'm just telling you what.
Still work.
And kusoma, finding new ideas, finding new problems that I can solve, reading new things, listening to what other people are doing, having conversations about many things with my friends on Fridays, on Saturdays, even. And we can have those conversations while playing FIFA, etc. I'm a pool table, beating everyone in this office. You're going to be included. This
No evidence. No evidence.
Yeah. So it's my turn, sindio?
Yeah, it's your turn. It's your turn.
Sasa hii nikose kuweka na kuwekea white. Sasa nikupelekee tu white huko.
So you need to I need to see your
sasa hata nikuoneshe my strength.
Strategies.
Hapo pap.
Let me move away, you might be.
Imetoka kwa shimo. Kuna tunaweka hapo.
So the target is here.
All the best.
I'm not
you don't need best, eh?
I don't
nataka uache hii kitu evidence ionekane sikushinda game.
Everything, eh? This one is just want to finish.
What mathematics are these you're playing, man?
Cool down. Good.
Wanna go back instructions, eh?
So before I play that ball, we
Naje sabu zake make sense. Before you play that ball. Alhamdulillah. Sawa sasa hapa.
I said before I play that ball. Then you have your 2 shots. Do your stuff. Don't say I was targeting. Interesting.
Hata kikataa haina shida.
Sawa.
Hiyo itia kwa ibaki tu hapo.
Sawa.
I have 2 shots, my friend. I'm on help here.
Last shot. All right.
Boy, toka kwa shimo. I also need to get lucky. That's good.
Yeah.
You had a question for me.
So the question is, of course, with time changing, our thoughts change. 10 years ago, do you have different thoughts from what you have now, from what you used to have 10 years ago, about yourself, about work, about life?
The one that has just come to mind, Said, ni your success is dependent on how good you are. That's how I thought 25 years ago, and I was starting business by myself.
Is it different from it?
Yeah, it's different. Your success is a factor of many things. How hard you work is one of them. How smart you are is another. In big part, the people you surround yourself with and work with significantly contribute to that. That's a thing I had not learned, but I have now learned very, very well. So if I can say one of the things I changed, will be that.
Yeah, interesting. Yes. So because you don't want the camera to see how the game ended.
Nataka hiyo white nifiche tu huko. Makosa yangu.
Thank you. Okay, the camera can see how the game ended.
Let's see. Wacha simniache tu ni focus hivi.
Okay, I'll give you your 2 minutes to focus on. So what's your plan? I see you have 3 balls on the table.
I will show you my plan, don't worry.
I see you have 3 balls on the table. What's your plan for the next 3 years?
For the next 3 years?
Each ball has a plan, right? Hey.
Build the next ChatGPT for Africa.
Yeah?
Build the next ChatGPT for Africa.
For Africa. That's for business.
Yeah?
What about personal life?
Improve my...
The next 2 years. Now that you have 2 shots.
Improve my spirituality. Hii white nipeleke wapi? Hivi vino nashindwa game.
Improve your spirituality. Thank you.
Mukati hiyo part ya video. Mukati.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It was nice meeting the CEO.
Thank you, Kevin. Good game. Luck came to your side. And today was my
Still
birthday.
counts. Still counts.
It does. Na kuwekelea pesa, hukunipatia motivation.
Hey, niliekelea. So you need to pay me 1K.
Si unipatie rematch basi.
Yeah, it's there.
Haya, sawa.
Thanks. Thanks. Yeah, it's nice knowing Nya. It was really awesome. I think we'll be looking forward to hear more about in the coming episode.
Yes, you definitely will. A lot more of me to learn and a lot more about my ideas. And part of that 3-year plan you're talking about, this will be coming in the next few episodes. So
Looking forward.
looking forward to that as well.
Cheers.